a second escaped inmate.
We're still watching some isolated showers across the area, but we've got rain chances increasing by the end of the week. The latest just ahead.
And President Biden heads to Fort Myers to tour damage left by Hurricane Ian.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A second inmate is back in custody after 4 inmates escaped on Tuesday from the Ottawa County Jail. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, 2 out of 4 inmates are still on the run in northwest Oklahoma. The Ottawa County Sheriff says the inmates escaped through a door that had been left open for contractors working in one of the pod's rec yards. Now, officials say once the inmates got to the jail's north doors, they pushed the jailers out of the way and ran out the door. A detective captured 1 inmate shortly after, his name Rusty Reese. Now, this morning, officers recaptured a 2nd inmate, Buck Martindale. They found him in a house by Devil's Promenade. 2 others remain at large. They are Daniel Zajac and Tyler Tavis. Authorities say both should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information about their location, you're asked to call 911. A mother whose child attends Chanute Elementary School is expressing her frustration on the way the school administration is handling her son's alleged bullying case. Stephanie Henderson says her son was bullied in school 3 times over a 3-week period from September 8th to the 23rd. She says the bullies assaulted him, piled on him, and kicked him in the groin, which caused him to urinate blood.
As a parent, I am very upset, very frustrated and disappointed in the school system that they are not doing a better job to protect our children. One of my main concerns, since the school wants him to come back and they're not making any changes to protect my son, is I don't trust that they will.
Henderson says she is willing to press charges against the bullies. Well, who's ready for some cooler nights and a little rain? I am. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at what just might be a welcome forecast.
Yeah, I mean, at least briefly, we're going to get a little relief, a little fall-like, and we're going to get a little rain. All of those things, good news for the area. We are experiencing some light isolated showers across the area, as you can see, stretching from southwest Missouri, say around Nevada, Butler, back all the way towards Sedan and Independence. Again, very isolated showers, part of a much bigger system. You can see the spin right over Iowa near Des Moines, tracking all the way back down into west central Oklahoma and parts of the panhandle of Texas. Also bringing plenty of cloud cover across the area. Temperatures, thanks to the cloud cover and some of the rain. We've got 71 Nevada, 79 Joplin, 75 Oswego, Parsons, and Chanute, and 73 in Yates Center right now. We're also, of course, still monitoring the drought. I guess the only good news is no changes to this since the last time it updated, which is good because we're at exceptional, which you can see that's as high as this thing goes. And that's a good chunk of the area in the exceptional drought category. So any rain we do get, it's not going to do a lot for this initially, but again, it's welcome in any form. So still dealing with the isolated showers as we go through the day. 83 degrees. They'll start to taper off around, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. 83 still our afternoon high. And, of course, you can keep up with the latest forecast by scanning that QR code right there on your screen, or if you're a little older-fashioned like myself, I prefer to just do a search. You can do KOAM Skywatch Weather in your favorite app store. Get the Skywatch Weather app. Latest radar, forecast data, severe weather alerts, everything you need to know when you're not watching KOAM News to keep you updated. We'll have the latest on our full forecast, including some of those rain chances and that brief cool down in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, President Biden is set to visit the southwest Florida coast today after the death toll from Hurricane Ian rises to at least 108. Amid the rubble and despair, there are stories of immense generosity and kindness. Manuel Bajorquez reports from Fort Myers.
A week after Hurricane Ian's landfall, the streets of Fort Myers are lined with debris. It's overwhelming. Some find little can be saved. Volunteers are going door to door distributing supplies.
We got water, we got diapers.
Many residents still lack the basics: food, running water, electricity. They include Baltasar Lopez, who told us his family evacuated to the roof at the height of the storm as their home filled with water.
I tell everyone just to lay down on the roof. Don't move, Jeremy, because the winds was so high.
Wind speeds in the area ranged from 95 to 140 miles an hour. Now the Lopez's ruined belongings sit on the front lawn.
These are families that were struggling to make ends meet before the storm happened.
And now with the storm, they don't have nothing.
Miriam Ortiz runs the Gladiola's food pantry in Fort Myers' Harlem Heights neighborhood. They usually assist 850 families a month. Now they've served at least 1,600 meals since Friday. Ortiz told us many people here had jobs in communities with vibrant tourist economies that were upended by the hurricane. Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, Captiva. Now folks like Sylvester Manjares, once a restaurant worker on Sanibel Island, are unemployed.
El tiempo que sea, se puede encontrar algo mejor ya para poder apoyar la familia.
So looking for cualquier tipo de trabajo, cualquier labor que
se
so you're looking for any type of job to support your family.
And he's not alone. These women told us they spent hours on the phone trying to reach FEMA and unemployment assistance.
I don't have a job, I don't have money. I need money. I need pay bills, I need eat, and I need work.
Food, water.
And I need home. Yes.
We shared some of their concerns with FEMA and the state, but have yet to hear back on them specifically. We can tell you that FEMA does have teams on the ground, and the agency's administrator will travel to the affected areas with the president today. As for the state, Florida says so far it has already distributed more than 2.3 million meals and more than 15 million bottles of water. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Fort Myers, Florida.
That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, Yankees slugger Aaron Judge swings for the record books. We hear from the new American League home run record holder. And later we're making crispy croutons in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Aaron Judge makes baseball history overnight. The New York Yankees outfielder set a new American League record. Some argue it's really a Major League Baseball record, too. Let the debates begin. As Tony DeCouple reports, this season is one of the greatest of all time.
Swung on. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone.
And just like that, Aaron Judge hit home run 62, breaking an American League record that stood for more than 6 decades, and thrilling not just the crowd, not just his parents and his Yankee teammates, but baseball fans worldwide.
This is Judgment Day. Case closed.
I just thinking of my wife, thinking of my family, you know, my teammates, you know, just the fans.
Yankees legend Babe Ruth set a record of 60 home runs in a season nearly a century ago, a record that stood until 1961, when fellow Yankee Roger Maris topped the great Bambino with 61 in 61. And that was the American League's single-season best until last night. Number 70! And about it being arguably at least the best season ever, well, Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs in 98.
And Bonds hit from high!
And Barry Bonds hit 73 a few years later, but that was baseball's so-called steroid era, marked by accusations and admissions of performance-enhancing drug use. And unlike Judge, McGwire had close competition from Sammy Sosa. Maris, too, edged teammate Mickey Mantle. But the player closest to Judge's 62 is the National League's Kyle Schwarber, with a comparatively mortal 46.
I cannot believe the season that we've just seen.
To have my name next to, you know, someone as great as Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, those guys is incredible.
Tony DeCouple, CBS News, New York.
Impressive. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
When it comes to croutons, I want them fresh, I want them big, and I want them flavorful. The trick to getting all three lies ahead, so don't go anywhere.
But first, Chris Warner returns with your complete forecast.
Well, we've had a few isolated showers across the area, but again, most of us remaining dry, at least this go around with the rain, but there's additional rain chances on the way, and we're going to talk about all of it. First, a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. One thing everybody seems to be getting in on is cloud cover because it's everywhere, overspreading the entire area. So, you don't have to worry about the sun being in your eyes all afternoon. Let's take a quick tour of the showers over the last few hours. You can see them stretching across the northern part of our area, moving in to Nevada, Butler, heading over to Osceola. That's one little batch of showers, and then down to the southwest of that is another little batch of showers out, say, around Independence and Sedan that's trying to get going. Again, these are very isolated, as you can see, very spotty. We're not talking a lot of rain or anything like that, unfortunately, but at least we're getting some rain in the area. 7th and range line in Joplin. As we mentioned this morning, the clouds would build in, and by golly, that is exactly what they have done, as we are mostly cloudy, 79 degrees with the southwest breeze at 9 miles an hour. And across the region, temperatures not bad, all things considered, could be worse. 78 Sedan, 75 Independence and Parsons, 76 in Pittsburgh, 77 rather in Pittsburgh, 76 Lamar, and 78 in Carthage at the noon hour. Going through the rest of the day, still contend with some of those isolated showers right up until about 5 o'clock. Again, they're isolated, most of us remaining dry. Heading for a high of 83 degrees. Going through tonight, the clouds will eventually begin to clear. We'll drop back down to a low of 54 degrees. And then looking toward the weekend, this is where our better chances of showers and thunderstorms start to build in. I know it kind of stinks it has to be the weekend, but at this point, I think whenever we get rain is going to be acceptable because we need it. 75 Saturday and 79 on Sunday. I want you to take a look at this photo that's back here because I'm bringing up a very interesting thing that I want to try and get some folks to do. This photo comes from just a random database of random photos we have in our weather system. I don't know exactly where this photo was taken. That's why I want to be honest with you. And that's why I would like for you all to send your weather photos, high-resolution HD photos, to my Facebook at Chris Warner TV, my Twitter at Chris Warner 2, or you can email them to cwarner@koamnewsnow.com. Because you may have noticed we change those photos out every so often. I try and keep it appropriate to what the forecast is, and I'd love to have some great high-quality local photos to use for those things. So if you've got some, send them my way, and they may be featured in these graphics in the future. Now, speaking of the future, here's the future track. We go through the rest of the day. The temperatures on this, by the way, a little bit too high, but it's got the rain right. We head into Saturday, we get some isolated showers. We get into Sunday, more isolated showers, a few more widespread, so maybe more on the scattered side. And as we head into Monday and Tuesday, we really get some good chances of some more widespread showers and thunderstorms. Still scattered, but they're out there. And these are looking to possibly hold on through a good portion of the week. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But we know for sure Monday and Tuesday, we've got some showers and thunderstorms in our forecast. Now to the 7-day. We're going to be mostly clear tomorrow because, again, clouds start to clear out tonight. We'll be 83. We get cool by Friday, 73 for the high. And as we mentioned for the weekend, we start to warm up a little bit. Watch the rain chances increase. And as we head into Monday and Tuesday, we get back into the lower 80s, so unseasonably warm to say the least, but we still have those decent rain chances. Now, I'm going to do a magic reveal of the 10-day forecast because you're going to like what you see after the rain clears out. We get partly cloudy and we get fall-like. Temperatures for the afternoon highs drop back into the lower 70s and overnight lows start to slip back into the 40s, right where they should be. Cold compared to what we've seen, but right on track for this time of year. And we mentioned it yesterday during the KOAM morning news. We're watching a system still about 2 weeks out. It was looking to be Tuesday, 2 weeks from yesterday. It was looking to bring us a good fair amount of rain, fall-like temperatures over a period of several days. Well, it's still out there. The computer models are still showing that system is there, but they've moved it up a couple of days. They're showing it maybe coming in by Saturday or Sunday. So again, it's still a couple of weeks out. That's just one example. There's a lot of variables between now and then because now it's moved it up a couple of days. But we are keeping an eye on it. But the one consistency is there seems to be a system that's going to make its way our way in a couple of weeks and give us a healthy dose of rain and fall-like weather. So we'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully we can get it. For now, at least we've got some rain in this forecast and some fall-like temperatures for next week for sure.
Small chances, but hopefully everybody can get a little piece of that pie.
Exactly. Today it's very isolated, but going over the next few days, it'll be a little more widespread.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All right. Thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Corporal Hubert Daly in the U.S. Army. The soldier from Fort Scott, Kansas, joined the Corps Artillery Group in 1939. He fought in France, Germany, Holland, and in Belgium until 1944. Daly earned the Bronze Star, the Good Conduct Medal, and the American Defense Ribbon. To Corporal Hubert Daly, we thank you, our 4th state hero. Looking to add something special to your salad? How about making your own crispy croutons? Howard shows us how to do it in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
When it comes to salads, we all know it's important to start with fresh veggies. And if you don't have a good dressing to drizzle over it, why bother? Well, that's how I feel about croutons. I want them fresh, I want them big, and I want them flavorful. So let me show you how to get all of that. It all starts with the bread. We need to cut 1/2 to 1 inch pieces. I like to use either French, Italian, or sourdough. I don't recommend starting with sliced bread, as you want your croutons to be big and hearty. Now, we place some melted butter, olive oil, or a combo of those in a bowl, along with a little garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Drizzle it over the bread chunks till they're evenly coated. Then, place them on a baking sheet and pop them in the oven. The key is to make sure they're fresh, crispy, and loaded with flavor. And don't forget, these are just as good in a bowl of soup as they are on top of salads. To get the recipe for our homemade crispy croutons, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crispy, crunchy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
We can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4th state market prices.
All right, quick check of the 7-day forecast. Once again, 83 tomorrow. Cold front comes in again Friday, brings us down, then brings us some rain chances through the weekend and into the start of next week. We warm back up to the lower 80s, though, to start the next work week.
All right, well, coming up tonight at 5, doctors warn about the dangers for women's health now that the Roe v. Wade has been overturned. And that includes women facing cancer who could be impacted by the decision. We look at the concerns in Health Watch. Plus, we have the latest on the escaped inmates in Ottawa County, Oklahoma. And Caney, Kansas officials are trying to unclog a log jam contributing to water conservation in the city and county. Join us for those stories and much more tonight on the KOAM News at 5.
Thank you so much for joining us for the KOAM News at noon. We, of course, will be back here 5 o'clock tonight.
We'll see you then.